All right. Monday Night Raw is over. Let's talk about it. Tonight's Monday Night Raw. Kind of lackluster, in my opinion. A lot of talking tonight. At one point during Raw, we had 1 hour and it was one match. That was it. But tonight we got the King and Queen matches to move on to the finals, which you saw Oba defeat Dom pretty easily tonight. Even with the help from JD. Oba dominated this match and ended pretty quickly. I actually thought Brock may get involved in this match and cost Oba the match. But it looks like they may save that to Night of Champions for the finals match, which would be between either Jay and Javon versus Oba, which I'm kind of shocked. I did not expect Oba to win. I expect Brock to get involved and cost him the match, but I guess they're going to wait. But yeah, that match wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. But again, it's Dom versus is Oba. You don't expect much from this match. Especially a guy the size of Oba versus the size of Dominic. And again, you want to make Oba look very strong. Now, does it hurt Dom as a AAA champ? That's your opinion on that. But you had to have Oba kind of dominate this match, even if it was to kick out of Dom's finisher at 1. I mean, you had to do it to make him look strong as hell. I mean, it took, 6 or 7 F5s to finally beat him when he faced Brock. So, not really upset about the outcome of this match or how it went, but I was just kind of shocked Brock didn't get involved. On the women's side, we saw, what was the women's match? Raquel versus Io. Io wins and moves on to the finals. I was actually shocked. I thought they would go Raquel and maybe do Raquel and Liv in the finals. We had some turmoil there, but nope. They're going with the safe bet of Io. We get Liv and Charlotte on SmackDown on Friday. I don't know. I would have to assume Charlotte wins, but I think I'm going to go Liv versus Io for Night of Champions for the Queen of the Ring crown and shot at the title at SummerSlam. But I think Io will ultimately win that. Io and Raquel, I thought, had a good match. I had no complaints about that match. Just kind of shocked at the ending. But Io moves on in a solid match versus Raquel. And then Charlotte took on Roxanne. And man, and I don't want to be negative towards Charlotte because I do like Charlotte. I did once think she was the best women's wrestler in the world, but at least in America. But my goodness gracious, since that knee injury, she has just not had any really good matches in the WWE since she's came back from that injury. Not having the stuff with Tiffany at WrestleMania. I think she had a good match a couple weeks ago against Lyra one-on-one. But other than that, she is just, these matches she has are just sloppy. She's just missing moves. Just the timing in some of these matches are not good, sloppy. It just wasn't a great match, which I was kind of shocked because Roxanne is a damn good wrestler. I just didn't really think this match clicked very well. But yeah, Charlotte defeats Roxanne. Javon took on Austin Theory in an impromptu match because we got the return of Logan Paul, trying to recruit Javon Evans to join the Vision. Of course, Javon did not want to do it. And of course, then we get the impromptu match. And Braun Breaker gets involved and hits Javon with one of the craziest spears I've ever seen. Javon tried to do the cutter out the rope and was caught midair with a spear, which was insane. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Street Profits came down to make the save, which we will get the Street Profits versus the Vision for the tag team titles next week. And I do think the Street Profits win with the help of Seth. They did announce Seth versus Braun Breaker at Night of Champions in a steel cage. I think that will be their last match, I would assume, to end this little feud that they got going on. And then you got the Roman Reigns stuff, who opened up the show. Now, Jacob is not answering to any orders from the Uso. He's only answering to Roman. And he said that tonight again. He's the only, OTC is the only one he'll answer to. So I do think Roman knows that he has the lethal weapon in Jacob on his side that will do anything and absolutely anything for him. Because the Usos, let's be real, they're not as strong as Jacob. They're a little bit weak. I mean, they couldn't even take out LA Knight, for God's sake. So I'm curious to see where that goes. I'm totally tired of the bloodline stuff, but the Jacob storyline with Roman and the Usos and where that may go kind of intrigues me. I'll give them that. But other than that, I don't really care for the bloodline being back and all this jazz. But we'll have to wait and see what they do there. And also, I'm curious to see what they do with Oba. So if Oba does lose, and say it's to Jey Uso, we all assume Jey will probably go after Cody. What will they do for Roman? Who will he face at SummerSlam for the World Championship? Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know what you thought of Raw. Didn't think it was that great. Hit that follow button. I'll see you next week for Monday Night Raw.